Welcome back. If you just joined us, you're watching the news at 10 on Channels Television, coming to you from Lagos. A reminder of our major stories tonight. President Muhammadu Buhari clears acting EFCC boss Ibrahim Magu and Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Babachir Lawal, of corruption charges. Central Bank of Nigeria's Monetary Policy Committee leaves all monetary rates unchanged. Students and staff of Nigerian Tulip International School, Isheri, Ogun State, regained their freedom after spending 11 days in captivity. And US President Donald Trump angers environmentalists by signing executive orders that support two controversial pipelines. For more on our top stories and others, please visit our websites channelstv.com and youtube.com/channelsweb. You can also watch us on the go on your mobile device. Log on to m.channelstv.com to do so, or download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS and Windows phones from their respective stores. I'd like to remind you that having the Channels TV and Channels 24 app will give you access to news and updates. You also have the eyewitness feature, so you too can be part of the news. Just install the app, then tap and swipe to reveal the eyewitness menu and follow the instructions to share those pictures, videos, or news of happenings around you. Let's take a look at some of the pictures that you sent to our eyewitness portal. We begin with this one from Port Harcourt, the River State capital. It shows an electricity pole that has fallen into the ground and another one on its way down along the busy Olu Obasanjo Road. Our eyewitness reporter is asking the electricity distribution company to urgently put them back in place to avert disaster. This next one is from Agaya district in Adamawa State. It shows some electricity poles also laid on the ground. According to our eyewitness reporter, these poles are meant for rural electrification projects but have since been abandoned. Is asking the authorities to come to their rescue. Also from Adamawa State comes another picture from Dem Sawal in the state capital, Yola, where we see a lorry try to pass through a street that has a vehicle barrier. Our eyewitness reporter is disappointed that the driver of the vehicle pays no attention to the barrier, which means no passage to heavy-duty vehicles. He wants drivers to be better enlightened. Finally, we're here in Lagos, where we see this picture of an unsafe vehicle moving along along Falamo Bridge in Ikoyi. Our eyewitness reporter wants federal road safety authorities to be more vigilant and rid our roads of these sort of vehicles. Thanks for sending those pictures. Now, the 8 persons, including 3 students kidnapped at the Nigeria Tulip International School, have been released by their abductors. The Assistant Inspector General of Police in charge of Zone 2, Lagos, Kayode Aderanti, who confirmed the release to Channels Television, explained that the victims were released by their abductors at about 8:35 this evening, though through the bush path behind the school compound in the Isheri area of Ogun State. A visit by Channels Television to the school compound met a brick wall as some members of staff denied our crew access to the premises. A member of the management team, who would not want to be named, hinted that all the victims have regained their freedom and have been taken to a hospital. Meanwhile, it was gathered that some key members of the gang and their informant have been arrested by the police. The victims were abducted on January 13th from the school premises. Heavy rain and thunderstorms yesterday brought down at least 2 masts in Ikoku Mile 1 community, Port Harcourt, River State. A 16-year-old girl is said to be with her mother was killed and 2 others severely injured. The storm also destroyed billboards and the rooftops of some houses. The acting managing director of the River State Signage and Advertising Agency told Channels Television that the state government is currently conducting integrity tests on poles and billboards. Our correspondent Emmanuel Irei reports.
The aftermath of the heavy rain and wind in Port Harcourt on the evening of Monday, the 23rd of January 2017. Residents stare at the lifeless body of a young girl killed from the incident, as well as the wreckage. The morning after, Daylight reveals more destruction. Billboards, broken roofs, and fallen masts are seen. This perhaps is the sum total of the tragedy that occurred as a result of the heavy rain and wind that led to this radio mast crashing down on this roof and killing a 16-year-old girl who was sitting right here and throwing her family members and community into a state of mourning.
One of our daughter, named Peace Charlie Weche, was sitting, inside. The thing now hit on her head and she fell down, slumped and died.
We have never experienced this ever since this community came to existence. I think this is the first time we can see a mass falling and killing somebody. We believe that the regulating authorities will come heavily on the owners of masks.
Family and friends of the late 16-year-old girl are still in shock.
Me and my children will get away with the same market. We start to fall. As they start to fall, breeze begin blow. I got my children in some bread away with the same market. So, to the waiter here now, fear why?
A nearby mechanic village is also not spared. The workers here say everyone ran for cover when a storm hit their area.
This is the first time this type of thing has been happening. Even though electric pole fall, a lot of things destroyed. So what I'm trying to say, we're trying to tell the River State government to come and assist my train mechanic, to assist us, to help us to build this place, put it in order.
The acting managing director of River State Signage and Advertising Agency says government is not taking this lightly.
There was no maintenance. Otherwise, the owner would have known that the pole is failing. We have a second one not too far from here that also came down under the heavy rain and wind. But the River State government, through RISA, has actually commenced enforcement of the regulations for outdoor practitioners.
Many are calling on the relevant authorities to ensure the safety measures are put in place, especially as the rains begin to show up. Emmanuel Irei, Channels Television News.
Let's go down to Abuja, where Ivy Clem is standing by with more of the news at 10. Hi, Ivy.
Good to see Amarachi, and from the nation's capital, we start with legal matters as the acting Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Walter Onogen, has thrown his weight behind the review and regulation of legal practice in Nigeria. Justice Onogen, who was speaking while receiving the Legal Practice Review Committee of the Nigerian Bar Association, said that the state of the judiciary is one that should give every practitioner cause for concern. On his part, NBA National President Abubakar Mahmood says the review process is a response to the need to overhaul and ensure a better regulated legal profession in the country.
So you have the cooperation of the judiciary, the bench, in your efforts to treat the cause or causes of these symptoms. You have a cooperation. It's good. We have to do something about the profession before it's too late. Just have to do something. Everybody wants to be a lawyer. You go for afternoon jump and you say, okay, you want to go to law school. Stood there for one day when we called how many? 4,000 something. This March there will be another one. And like that. So, I mean, what are we doing?
The idea is to take stock of where the legal profession is at the moment and to see where we need to be. We want to modernize. We want to review the entire architecture of the regulation of the profession. We want to strengthen standards. We want to strengthen ethical requirements and make sure that we have a legal profession that is befitting for the country. We are aware of a lot of the public outcry on the quality of legal services, on standards, and so on and so forth. And this, in our view, is one way to reposition the legal profession in Nigeria.
Meanwhile, an Abuja High Court has reaffirmed the bail granted a former National Security Advisor, Colonel Sambo Dasuki, and 5 others in the arms deal trial involving $2.1 billion. Justice Baba Yusuf held that the former NSA was admitted to bail in 2015, and it would be an interest of justice to reaffirm the same bail, irrespective of the action of another arm of government. The counsel to Dasuki, Mr. Ahmed Raji, applied to the court to reaffirm the bail, though the former NSA has not been allowed to enjoy same since December 2015. Dasuki and 5 others were rearranged before Justice Yusuf on a 22-count charge that were transferred from Justice Peter Afen from the Federal FCT High Court, to which they all pleaded not guilty. Staying with the judiciary, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, the EFCC, has told the Federal High Court sitting in Lagos that a banker, Dauda Lawal, laundered funds on behalf of former Minister of Petroleum Resources, Desiani Alison Madueke. The EFCC had initiated the ex parte application seeking an interim order for the temporary forfeiture of the sum to the federal government. At the resumed hearing of the case, Mr. Charles Adeogun announced appearance for Mr. Lawal, who is joined as respondent in the suit. He argued that his client admitted having received the sum of $25 million in clear dispensation of his duties, but was coerced by the commission to further admit receiving a total of $65 million. The EFCC counsel, Mr. Oyedepo, challenged these claims and insisted that the bank conspired with others to launder funds on behalf of Alison Madueke. The court has fixed February the 16th for judgment. The governors of the 19 northern states are seeking an end to the indigent-settler dichotomy practice, which they have identified as one of the major causes of communal conflicts in the region. This formed part of a resolution reached at the end of their 2-day meeting with traditional rulers in Kaduna State, where they described the killings in southern Kaduna and other communities as politically motivated. While the meeting went on, some youths from the region staged a protest, demanding that the governors live up to their responsibilities by reviving the region's economy.
Although this gathering of the Northern Governors Forum and the Northern Traditional Rulers Council in Kaduna State is considered an emergency meeting, it is also one with well thought out intentions. For 2 days, they put heads together to deliberate on ways the northern region can regain what many here see as its lost glory. After years of impoverishment, ethnic clashes, and insurgent attacks by Boko Haram have left the region in tatters.
The security situation has become ever more worrisome, as people who have coexisted peacefully for centuries have now allowed some unscrupulous elements to instigate them to take arms against one another, leading to the wanton destruction of lives of innocent and law-abiding citizens.
Will push aggressive.
For the chairman of the Northern Governors, there is nothing more important than making all Nigerians feel like the country is truly theirs. And this, he says, can be achieved peacefully.
Will push aggressively towards national integration, towards national cohesion, so that every Nigerian should build a home in any part of the country.
The governor of Plateau State, however, sees the leaders as the root cause of the problem, saying power is not a do-or-die affair.
Sometimes politicians take advantage of the crisis to win elections. Some will say yes, because there are crises here and there. If you vote me, I will come back, and then there will be peace. When he comes in, another crisis will come. Another crisis will come.
While all this is going on, there are those who are not impressed. Youth are taken to the streets in protest, calling the gathering another talk shop without results.
It is here in Nigeria that Lagos that is very, very responsible enough collaborated with a northern state to produce rice, because Lagos has the money, but Kebbi State has the land. Why can't we have much of such collaborations within northern states?
The police are on hand to calm the situation.
We have started getting peace in Kaduna State, and we would not want anything that would disrupt the peace of the state.
A united country can be possible, if only those at the top go back to the drawing board and figure out where it all went wrong. Because that is the only way to lead the disillusioned toward a better and peaceful future. Orolu Ashonibare, Channels Television News.
When the news at 10 returns, analysts ask Nigeria's central bank to create a more flexible currencies market as Monetary Policy Committee leaves interest rates unchanged. That's on Business News. Join us again.